Okay guys, here we go with another alcohol ink mug. I've already prepped this mug, just cotton ball, alcohol, and just wipe the mug. Let it dry unless you want to have a wet kind of run. So as we've discussed, I love using cotton balls. I'm going to start with Sunshine Yellow today. Cover my cotton ball. And I'm just going to dab on my mug. No pattern, nothing specific here. My child is dabbing off camera. Okay, so that's it. Sunshine is done. So now I'm going to add wild plum onto a cotton ball. And I'm going to dab in places that I haven't yet put any ink, and then also over top of where I've put ink, because I love what happens when the two colors start to work together. So as you can see, this wild plum is very bright. Just dabbing. And then once the colors start to spread, they get sometimes a little too blotchy and solid for me, so I'll come back again, same cotton ball, same everything, and just kind of touch over them so that it will break up any of the solid pieces that are happening. Let me spread these out a little. Get a little down here. All right, so that's it for my wild plum. Then I'm going to come in with my favorite color right now, which is Mermaid. Who doesn't love a mermaid? Apply to the cotton ball. And just dab. Some of it is going over top of the wild plum, which then of course gives me this really nice sort of bluey purple. And I made another video earlier with wild plum. My wild plum is, maybe I have a bad bottle, because it's, when it goes on the mug, it's, you can kind of see it's starting to disappear. Almost like it's got something going on with it. So just again, tapping around with my mermaid. I love the look of the tapped cotton ball on the mug when the colors touch and start to blend. I love sort of what happens with them, the vibrancy that we get. If you get too much, they can turn into a glob. So I try to tap sparingly so I don't end up with too much globby. Although this mug, I wanted full coverage all over the entire mug. So I've got some really dark, heavy spots that I'm really not loving. And as I've mentioned before, I don't come in with a plan. I just start tapping and kind of see what happens. I have some semblance of an idea in my head, but I try not to come in with like what I want a finished product to look like, because that's never going to happen. So you just kind of roll with the ink and see what it does. See what you like, see what you don't like. I try to keep my expectations minimal. I don't love that this is a little on the dark side. So I am now going to, I'm sorry it's off camera, but I just dipped the cotton ball in alcohol and I'm just squishing some of it out. So there's nothing on here but some alcohol. And now, I'm not sure if you can see what's happening, but as I take that alcohol and touch my mug, now it definitely starts to lighten up those colors. I don't want too much alcohol because I don't want it to run. I don't want to drip. It's not the look I was going for. A lot of people do their drips so beautifully, but I can't seem to control my drips from not looking like a muddled mess. So just tapping around the mug with the alcohol. If you get the alcohol ink inside the mug, which I tend to get it all around my rim and handle, which I don't mind it on the handle, you can go back and clean this up just with alcohol. As long as you're using alcohol inks. I know they make a blender, Ranger does, a Splendor alcohol something. I have it, can't find it. But that would also work to clean up any of the mess. So as I continue to tap, it just starts to thin out the colors. They get lighter. Initially, they take on kind of a white speckle, but as they start to dry from that, they actually more blend, more reminiscent to me of stained glass. Love stained glass, but no patience to do something like that. So I'm still just using that cotton ball with alcohol. Still tapping. Still tapping. I'm gonna get a little bit more alcohol on my cotton ball. And now I'm kind of going back in and just making like circle shapes in different places. The pattern needed to be broken up a little. So now I'm making my cotton ball kind of small. And just doing some circle shapes. And you can see when I make a circle, it will start to blend the pieces that are, or the ink that's around the circle. Kind of gives it a far off flower field-esque. And you just keep tapping until you feel like you found something you like. Again, there's no right or wrong way to do this, guys. It's just all about what you like. And so there's a finished mug. Now, if I wanted to, I could come back. Kind of lost. I was going to put that wild plum back in there, but I think I have a bad batch. So I'm going to come in with some watermelon. Most of this is dry. I can rub it now. So I'm just going to come in and maybe tap some watermelon just to kind of give it a little bit of punch. All right, and that's it. I can come back now with hopefully what is a clean cotton ball. Clean the inside of the mug. Try not to smear alcohol on the outside or it will cause the inks on the outside to run. So I cleaned up the inside and then I'm going to run over the rim just a little, although I'm making a bigger mess. Getting ink inside. So less ink, just kind of cleaning up around the mouth area. I lost a little bit up here, so I'm just redabbing. And there you go, all done. Mostly all clean. I'll work on that off camera. Thanks, hope you're inspired.